Welcome to the Food Brigade. Thank you for joining us in the fight against food insecurity in New Jersey. In this video, we'll cover the conduct that is required of all Food Brigade volunteers and the compliance issues that all volunteers must abide by. If you are a new volunteer, upon completing this orientation, your volunteer account will be activated. You will then be sent an email giving instructions on logging in to our volunteer scheduling platform, and you will be able to log in and sign up to work specific shifts. The Food Brigade does not take walk-in volunteers. All volunteer slots are signed up for in advance using our volunteer scheduling system. No one may volunteer with the Food Brigade unless they have submitted an application form, had that application reviewed and approved, and completed this orientation. There are four main areas we're going to talk about. First, the types of volunteer opportunities, what the work actually involves. Second is how to sign up for volunteer shifts. Third is our volunteer guidelines and the attitude and conduct that are required of all Food Brigade volunteers. And last is in the area of federal civil rights law and our required compliance as a local distribution agency for USDA food. The Food Brigade has volunteers of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds. Ours is a welcoming, diverse, and inclusive environment. Please check out our DEI policy and the information about our Kaleidoscope project on our website. When you become a Food Brigade volunteer, you become part of the Food Brigade family. As a Food Brigade volunteer, the opportunities are varied and occur on different days of the week and at different times depending on the location. You might help our guests shop as they make their way through our community markets. You could help them bring their groceries out to their vehicles. You can help stock food on our shelves. Some volunteers pick and bag orders for delivery to our homebound clients. Or, if you prefer to be out and about, you can become one of our road warriors, volunteers who make those home deliveries. Maybe you're bilingual and would like to serve as a language interpreter for our guests who don't speak English. If you're good with technology, you might serve as a check-in greeter, recording our guests' visits in our digital scheduling system. If you enjoy more physically challenging work, you can help unload our food shipments and store the items away in our pantries. Or you can work on our food salvage squad, recovering and rescuing food from local supermarkets and retailers before it gets discarded. You can even help out remotely from the comfort of your own home by acting as a social media ambassador, sharing our information online. New opportunities pop up all the time, so always carefully read our periodic email notifications. To volunteer with the Food Brigade, you must sign up in advance for the specific shifts you'd like to work. We use volunteer scheduling software, which is available both as a smartphone app and as a website you can access from your computer. Details and links will be sent to you in an introductory email once you've completed this orientation. Again, the Food Brigade does not allow walk-in volunteers. Our shifts have maximum capacities, which ensure safe and healthy volunteer opportunities. Plus, it's no fun standing around with nothing to do if we have too many volunteers. Most important, though, we need to know that we will have adequate staffing for each shift, so signing up in advance for shifts is crucial. If you are unable to come to a shift that you signed up for, we ask that you immediately remove yourself from that shift. That way, the slot you took can be filled by another volunteer, and we won't be shorthanded. Some volunteer opportunities do fill up quickly, so it's always best to sign up for the shifts you want to work well in advance. And don't be discouraged if you see that a shift you wanted to work is full. Simply check back again the day before that shift to see if any openings have occurred. There is no obligation to keep showing up for the exact same shift every week. It's your choice to volunteer as often as you like for whichever different types of volunteer opportunities you want. We do, however, encourage you to serve at least one time at an actual food distribution shift, where you get to interact directly with our guests and fully appreciate the impact that your volunteer efforts have. Now comes the most important part, the conduct that is required of all Food Brigade volunteers. At the Food Brigade, we don't see ourselves as being in the food distribution business. We are in the customer service business. Anyone can volunteer at a food pantry and hand someone a can of peas. We believe the way that service is provided is equally important. It's the other side of the coin. One of the most stressful and anxiety-causing situations someone can go through is not having enough food to feed their family or themselves. Here at the Food Brigade, we want to fill not just their bellies, but their hearts as well. So how you treat our guests is just as important as what you do for them. Our relationship with our guests is a critical part of the culture at the Food Brigade. All volunteers must familiarize themselves with and agree to abide by our volunteer guidelines. Our number one rule is that all guests of the Food Brigade are to be treated with dignity, respect, and above all, kindness. Make all guests feel welcomed and cared for. Interact with them with a smile and a friendly, supportive demeanor. Never communicate anything by words, actions, or facial expressions that might be interpreted by a guest as being patronizing, critical, insulting, judgmental, or might cause embarrassment or shame. Do not make assumptions, draw conclusions, or form opinions about the financial need or deservedness of any guest based on what you may observe while volunteering. We do not know a person's actual life situation at a specific moment in time. Finally, another important aspect of your role as a Food Brigade volunteer is being aware that some clients may be dealing with issues of loneliness and social isolation, particularly our homebound clients who receive home delivery from our road warriors. So be warm, friendly, and engaging with everyone who receives assistance from us. The last part of this orientation concerns matters of discrimination and compliance with civil rights laws. The Food Brigade is an equal opportunity provider. We provide service without regard to race, color, religion, age, handicap, sex, or national origin. It is the policy of our organization, incorporated in our bylaws, not to discriminate against any individual on the basis of race, creed, ancestry, marital status, gender, sexual orientation, age, physical disability, veteran status, political service or affiliation, color, religion, or national origin. If during your work as a Food Brigade volunteer you witness anything you believe may constitute unlawful or inappropriate discrimination, please immediately inform the market manager or another site leader. You'll recognize them by their orange shirts. The next area of concern is guests who have disabilities. If you become aware of any guest with a disability that affects their ability to receive assistance, immediately call it to the attention of the market manager or another site leader so that accommodations for that disabled person can be made and that individual properly assisted. Lastly, we have quite a number of clients who do not speak English or have limited English language proficiency. We must make accommodations for all of these guests. Again, please immediately inform the market manager or another orange shirt so that language accommodation can be made and the guest properly assisted. Thanks for watching and welcome to the Food Brigade family. Please text us at 201-614-4414 or email us at hq@foodbrigade.org to let us know that you have completed this orientation. We'll then send you our welcome email and you'll be able to log in to our volunteer scheduling app and start signing up for shifts. We look forward to working alongside you in the fight against food insecurity in New Jersey.